Hello, you guys. We are back in the car today, and I'm a little excited for where we're going today. This is a small makeup boutique they're actually in Old Town Alexandria, so if you guys are local to the DC area, it's a really cool little boutique store that's been in Old Town for ages. And the reason that I'm going there is they sell Surat Beauty, and I actually need a new eyelash curler, and I also want to just see like what else they have. It's been a while since I've been over here, so figured I would bring you guys along and we can make it a date. So anyway, that's what's going on today. I have been binge watching or listening to Stephanie Harlow is on a podcast. I think it's called Crime Weekly. I'll put a photo right here for reference. But if you guys are looking for a new podcast and you already know Stephanie and you like her, even if you don't know of her, the podcast is really good. Extreme deep dives into cases. A lot of the cases I've heard of, a few of them I haven't heard of. But right now I'm listening to the Lacey Peterson case. I just got done, last week I was listening to the Kaylee Anthony case, and I really like the style of these videos because they don't feel rushed. They don't feel like, it's just a 40-minute rundown of what happens, because with both of these, I've heard a couple of things that I didn't know, and I always, like to know more about some of these cases. So really, really good podcast. If you guys just want to listen to it, you can do that, but I've been playing it on YouTube, and it makes for a great way to, fill in the day, especially if you are working from home, or even if you're not working from home. It's just something good to have on in the background and watch during the day. You can break it up. I know for the Lacey Peterson case, I think that there are 6 parts, and they're long videos, so really informative, really cool. So if you guys are looking for something new, I would definitely recommend checking it out. But what I'm gonna do is go to the store. I might stop at another store. It kind of depends. It's pretty cold out, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily feel like walking around a whole lot because it's pretty chilly, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there. But of course, I will bring you guys with me. I actually cannot stand driving in Old Town Alexandria. It makes me very claustrophobic. But I think today, there's not going to be a whole lot of people out there. Usually I definitely avoid it in the spring and summer because it's just a madhouse. I was talking to someone the other day about how much this last 2 years has really changed the future for everyone. I think it's so sad because you have people that are afraid to leave their houses. You have people who, this whole thing has become political. And if it's something where you shouldn't share your opinion because you could upset people. I don't know. You guys kind of know where I stand with all that stuff, and I don't bring it to my channel because I find it very stressful, but it does make me sad to think about how this has really just changed the way that a lot of people look at each other, the way that they look at health, and it's just a lot. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is continue to make my way there, and then I will start to take clips, all that good stuff. We'll see what we get into, so I'll see you in 2 seconds. Hey guys. So I took a little clip of the store that I was at. I had to put my hair up because it's so windy. It's messy outside. I just got what I wanted and left. I was not in the mood to really walk around with it being so cold out. It just kind of takes the fun out of it. But I'll show you what I got. They did not have any Surratt eyelash curlers, so I will have to order that online, which is fine. But what I did get is a Surratt prismatic lipstick in, I think it's Palettes. This is super pretty. I just put it over top of a clear lip gloss. It has little shimmers in it. It looks pink, but it's really just more clear than anything. So I got that, and then I got a travel size of my Orbe body cream. I love this so much. I'm not really convinced that it's, a miracle worker as far as being super moisturizing, but it smells so good. And it makes me happy. So, there you go. So I will talk to you guys on my way back towards home, but I'm waiting on food right now. I ordered some steak and cheese, so that's what we're gonna have for lunch, and it's gonna be great. So I'm going to come back to Old Town in a few months once it warms up a little bit. Days like today, it's just not. It's the same thing with when I did the Middleburg vlog. Going to Middleburg and these places that have outdoor shopping, but you walk a while to get to all the stores. It's just not the same when it's cold, windy. The trees are wet, so it's blowing old rain everywhere. It's not the vibes. So what else do I have in my bag? Oh, I have this holiday hand sanitizer. This was pretty good from Bath and Body Works, the Twisted Peppermint. I like that. Oh, my Bite lip balm that I've been testing. This is really good so far. I love all my Treat lip balms because they're flavored, but so far the Bite one has been really, really nice. I should probably open that so it's a little bit more light. But you guys can see there's oh, that lady. It's basically a little strip of stores. I did have to drive over here to pick up the food, but it's literally our favorite place to get steak and cheese. It's so good. So I'm going to release my video on 8 passengers here soon. I'll probably release it right before I leave out of here because today's a holiday, so I feel like a lot of people will be home. And I usually, when I post videos during the day, a lot of times they just don't do very well. And I want you guys to see videos if that's, what you're here for. So since I don't have a specific time that I post videos, I guess a good solution would be, if you're interested, turn on post notifications. But I also realize that notifications can be very annoying. I don't have mine on, so that's why I don't push it on anyone. But if you're interested, that could be a solution, maybe. I almost bought an eyeshadow from Surat, but I figured, I don't need, that is one thing that in 2022, I'm really going to cut back on buying single eyeshadows because I have so many bronze sparkly eyeshadows that I love. And what I've finally come to realize is that a lot of them end up looking about the same. One might have a little bit more sparkle, one might be a little bit warmer, one might be cooler. But when it comes to the overall look, like today, my eye makeup, you wouldn't know if this was different than what I was wearing 2 weeks ago on a video, because at the end of the day, it's a sparkly bronze look. It's, so I like identifying issues that I have, and buying a bunch of different bronze eyeshadows or rose gold, copper, bronze, all of this is like way too much. And it's definitely something that I could cut out of buying as far as makeup goes. So I think that my food is almost ready, so I'm gonna grab that and then I will check in with you guys when I'm on the way home. So I'll see you in 2 seconds. The really funny thing is, anytime I come to this area, I always see these really cute, quaint little houses, and a lot of them are historic and they have so much history, embedded in them, and they look so perfect. Like these are the kinds of houses where when they're decorated for the holidays, they're just like picture perfect, magazine quality little quaint homes. But when you look at the prices and also look at what it is that you're getting for the insane amount of money that some of these houses cost, I'm talking about $2 million homes, and all you get is like 3 or 4 bedrooms. You think $2 million and it's like 3 bedrooms is what I'm gonna get, like, and no basement, no nothing. Like, this is the kind of area where you buy a house for that amount of money just to say that you live in a historic district. And some people might think that their money is well spent that way. It's not for me. But the thing that really gets me is the fact that you don't have any backyard. If you do have, let me correct myself, you do have a backyard, but it's so small that it's almost comical. You think of, at least for me, when I think of being a homeowner, I would also take into consideration my household needs. And for me, upgrading from an apartment to a home means that Axel will have a yard, and not just like a little sandbox size yard. I would want him to at least be able to roam around without feeling like he's, in a box. That's kind of the whole upside of having a backyard, is that your dogs can run around and play and get all wild and crazy if they want to. So I just look at that and it makes me laugh. Because to pay that much for a small house and a small yard, ooh. And like I said, maybe some people are good with that and that fits their, maybe that checks all the boxes for them, but it is kind of crazy when you look at some of the prices of these houses. I remember remember when my dad was still running his business, he had an HVAC company for 25 years, and he used to work on a lot of historic homes in and around the DC area. And I remember he would tell me, these people would buy they would buy a house and want to renovate it, but because of all of the requirements when you buy an actual historic home, you have to, you can't just buy an actual historic home if it's in a historic region and do whatever you want to it. You have to keep certain things, like windows have to be a certain style, because that's what makes the home historic. Does that make sense? But I remember him telling me about some of that when he would be on these job sites, and I always was interested in that kind of stuff because I've always been interested in historic landmarks, old buildings, historic neighborhoods. Has always kind of piqued my interest. But when you look at the cost, it's like, whew. Somewhere that I haven't been going very often. I used to go a lot, but I've noticed that since I slowed down on going, it's also been saving me a lot of money, and that is TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Don't get me wrong, I still go, but I felt like I used to go once a week before the panini and everything kind of happened. I feel like I used to go very often, and it kind of felt like every time I would go, I would be buying anywhere from $15 to $40 of stuff, and obviously that adds up. But I noticed once I slowed down on going to those stores so often, it really started to save me a lot of money. But I always said, when it comes to TJ Maxx and stuff, you have to be really careful. I know a lot of people want to go there to buy skincare, but the problem that I've always had is you never know. Let's just say that you find a Ole Henriksen cleanser and it's a great price. It's $7.99 or $12.99, because I feel like everything is $7 or $12.99 there. But you don't know how long that product has been sitting on the shelf, and if it's a product that has actives like vitamin C or retinol or glycolic acid, those are not products that you want to buy 20 months after they were made, where it's just been passed around and sitting on a shelf, and who knows if someone bought it and returned it. And so I've always said I'm all for saving money when it comes to skincare and stuff, because I know that it's expensive, but at the same time, when you think about possibly buying a product that was manufactured a year and a half or 2 years ago, is it really worth saving that money? Or would it be better to pay the full price but know that you're getting a fresh product? And I've talked about this before as well, but there's a lot lookup tool that you can look up when a product was manufactured. And that's something I started doing when I do go to TJ Maxx, just so that I can see, is this product old, or is it something that is actually not old and just so happens to be at TJ Maxx? And then I can feel better about buying it and immediately using it. So anyway, I know that TJ Maxx it always feels like it's a scavenger hunt. Like, you never know what you're gonna find. And that is cool and it's exciting because there's always something different. in store, but it can also equate to a lot of money being wasted if you're just spending it on an expired product that really shouldn't be sold anyway. Just save your money and either buy the full price item or see if there's a sample size. Maybe it's not even going to work for what your skincare needs are. So see if you can try it with a travel size and go from there. You know, it's so crazy. I saw a TikTok the other day that actually made me feel really bad. Sometimes, you come across these things and it will just make you feel guilty about something that you did in the past. And it was a TikTok of this girl who was reenacting when she was, I think she said she was 15, of being in a car going to a party, even though her parents thought that she was at, Sarah's sleepover or whatever. And I thought about that, and, I get it. Like, teens are dishonest with their parents, not saying it's the right thing, but I think all of us have been a little dishonest at some point as far as being a teenager. But it made me think back to when I was in high school, and I would, when I was with my dad, he was not someone who I pushed the rules with. There was one time I snuck out of his house, and I guess I was successful because I didn't get caught, but I totally messed it up. I snuck out. I went to my friend's house that was close to where we lived. She picked me up. It was the whole thing. We planned it. I ended up going to her house and drinking and passed out on her couch, and I woke up at 7 a.m. I proceeded to have a complete heart attack. Not really, but it was definitely panic-inducing. So I made it back to my house literally as my dad was waking up. So I don't know, maybe he knows that happened and he just never said anything because I came home safe. But when it came to my mom, though, my mom was the one that I would always break the rules, because I knew that she wasn't going to do shit. She would get upset, but she's not gonna really punish me. She might be mad for a little while, but I just knew, and I'm sure you guys went through this too, but which parent you can get away with being a hellion with, and which parent is gonna say, no, we're not doing that. But when it came to being with my mom, I would constantly tell her I was going here when I was actually at a party, just out of my mind. It was so bad, and it was wrong. It was wrong of me to do that. And I look back at it and I'm like, what if, because now obviously as an adult I can look at that and say, what if so-and-so happened? What if we, God forbid, got into an accident, going to or from wherever these places were that we were going to? There are so many circumstances that could have unfolded that could have resulted in injury or worse. But I saw that TikTok and it made me think about just, not being a very good teenager. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to continue to make my way home. I know that the sound is not always ideal when I'm on this, on a highway. So I'm going to let you guys go, but I appreciate the appreciate the support. I've been just feeling a lot of support regarding some of the recent videos that I've put out. You know, it's not always easy to put an opinion out there that, you know, especially regarding a YouTuber that has actual stans who will just totally tear you apart. But at the same time, I am not going to shy away from giving an updated opinion based on updated feelings and updated information, because that's what having integrity is. I'm not going to just stay quiet because this person has built a complete echo chamber and, you know, has exhibited that they cannot take criticism and has not done a whole lot of good things. So anyway, so I really appreciate the support. And even if it's not support, even if it's, you know, I've gotten a few comments saying that, hey, I like you and I like this person, and of course that's okay. It goes back to, why would I tell anyone to pick a side or say that you're not allowed to like two YouTubers? Like, that's just nonsense to me. But either way, before I ramble on for too long, just wanted to make it a point to say thank you, and I appreciate all the comments and all of the conversations that have been able to be had due to those videos. It means a lot. So, and I even see a lot of you guys in the comments talking to each other to say, hey, this is how I feel and this is how I feel and we're going to talk about it. You know, I saw a couple of conversations that got a little bit heated, but I'm also not going to you know, get rid of anyone just because they have an opposing opinion. As long as you're not you know, being a jerk about it, then that's what we do here. We have conversations, we talk about it, and keep it moving. So either way, I will let you guys go. Hopefully you're all well and having a really good weekend. Might be a long weekend for some of you. It is for me. So anyway, for now, if you like the video, leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe.